Today guys, we've got some early exclusive sneaker action and I cannot be more excited to get into today's one. I mean, these may just be my favorite Nike Dunk of the year so far, and we've had a lot, so that is still saying something. Either way, this one is definitely special, so let's get straight to the point. Let's break them open, break them down. Today we're taking a look at the Nike Oski Dunk High Oski. And here we have the box, which I was actually pretty surprised at. I personally haven't seen an SB box like this. I mean, I'm sure there's obviously plenty of them around, but I was expecting the rainbow colored box with this one. It's all over cardboard and you just have a nice orange Nike tick on the top, and of course it has that Nike SB branding. Let's pop the top and see what we're working with today, guys. Whew, this is the Nike SB Dunk High Oski. I love it when we get a new crazy Nike SB Dunk. They always go so crazy with the collaborations. Like last year, my favorite dunk to drop all year was those Carpet Company highs. Now this one obviously isn't as crazy as that. We don't have any removable strips of material on here, but in its own right, it stands out pretty massively. Now, important to mention, something you get included with the pair of sneakers is an extra pair of laces. This comes in blood red, obviously to fit in with the theme of, I guess, great white sharks. I mean, if you're someone who kind of likes louder sneakers and this one you maybe thought was a bit too subtle, I think the red laces will add a really nice fiery touch to the pair of sneakers, a little bit of a color pop, but other than that, I'm probably going to be keeping these white ones on here. Now, of course, these are the much thicker kind of oval shaped laces that you get with SB Dunks, so that's the style we're going with. I might even try and switch it out with flat style laces. I haven't tried that on an SB Dunk just yet, so I may give that a shot. Either way, I said exclusive, right? Yes, these are going to be local skate shop exclusive. So apparently there's going to be no Nike sneakers app raffle. They're not going to be very widely available. So yes, these things are going to be relatively hard to get. Now, when I saw this sneaker, I just knew I had to get it. It just looks incredibly clean, and thankfully, I was super surprised getting them in hand. They actually went a little bit above my expectations, but before we get into that, let's talk about the release, because these are going to be dropping this weekend, March the 12th. You do just want to kind of follow around any local skate shops that are going to be doing raffles, whether it's online or locally to pick them up. Just stay awake if you want this pair of sneakers, because you do need to be on your A game. These retail for the exact same $100 out in the US or £100 here in the UK. So I guess the main thing that drew me to this sneaker, and I think obviously for a lot of people it's like the only standout thing, is the fact that this doesn't have a Nike swoosh on it. Like, I don't even know if Nike has done this. Have they allowed collaborators to do this, just replace the Nike swoosh? But obviously on this pair of sneakers we've got a shark. Now it is still shaped in the Nike swoosh print, which I think looks super sick, but it kind of reminds me of those custom sneakers that people replace the Nike swoosh for something else that they've designed, so it really has a custom vibe to it. That shark is both on the lateral and the medial side of the sneaker, and I gotta say, it feels really good in hand. Like, it's all embroidered, you can see, and obviously for the white portions of that shark, it's actually leather. And another really subtle detail which I absolutely love about this shark is the blood-stained teeth, which obviously match with the rest of the red that you find on here, including the stitching around the midsole, the little SB branding at the top, and of course if you flip it over to the outsole, you've got a nice little red portion right in the middle. And then of course you can always swap out to the extra laces just to go full blood mode on this pair of shoes. So the collaborator on this pair of sneakers, Oski, I'm not too sure how to say it either way. It's not a brand collaboration per se. Oski is a Swedish skateboarder, so it's just an individual person putting his touch on this pair of sneakers, and I love it. In fact, this is the second colorway that Oski has done with Nike. There was a previous one all over black, same kind of theme, pretty much the same idea, a shark replacing the Nike swoosh, but this one definitely has to be my favorite. So I was very pleasantly surprised when I unboxed these things and I felt the material. Listen guys, we have been getting such trash leather quality when it comes to Nike Dunks, and I gotta say, this is a breath of fresh air. Let me just give you that toe box press test. Look at this. It is insanely soft. It's gonna wrinkle amazingly, and they didn't hold back at all on this pair of sneakers. That soft leather is everywhere. Around the ankle area, you can see it moves super nice. It's all tumbled. It feels great. It is everything you could want in terms of materials on a pair of Dunks. Even if you take a side-on look at the leather cuts, it's relatively thick, so you know it's going to hold up. It's just a great quality pair of sneakers. That usually tends to be the case with SB Dunks. They seem to go a little bit above and beyond in terms of the material quality, which I'm massively happy with. Another thing is the thickness of the ankle collar. If you're someone who hasn't had SB Dunks, well, they usually add a lot more padding around this area, which I really like just because it makes it a lot more comfortable, and they've definitely done that on this pair. As you can see, a nice thick sock liner which feels great when you're wearing it. I love the fact that this pair of sneakers is simple but yet stands out so much. Like, this has gotta be something that Nike hardly ever does. At least in my experience seeing a bunch of sneakers, this changing up the Nike swoosh has to be a very rare thing. So when one comes along and they did it this well, I think it's a really awesome addition to the collection. Now in terms of sizing, I went with true to size, and I think they fit pretty perfectly. In fact, I think you can go your exact same size as any other Dunk that you've been wearing. For me, that's true to size, so that's what I'm going to recommend to you guys. This may end up being one of those sneakers that kind of falls through the cracks because, again, not just this month, but I expect this entire year to be packed with insane releases, but it's definitely not going to be something I personally pass up on. I knew I had to get this one, and it's a very special sneaker that I just love. Either way, guys, that pretty much wraps it up. That's all you need to know about the Nike Dunk High SB Oski. Hopefully you guys managed to get a pair if you're after one. Again, just be aware of the skate shop raffles, be on the lookout, and again, March the 12th is the release day. Thank you so much for coming through, hanging out for yet again another video. Thank you for liking, commenting, and of course subscribing. I'll catch you guys in the next one, but until then.